Hello everybody and welcome again to the cozy evening down at the Spencer Arms. And I'm basically doing the beer reviews as I do, but I'm also just chilling out and having a couple of beers. So I've gone to the fridge and I've just picked out a beer out the fridge. I've got so many beers in the Spencer Arms. Literally, if you ever came down here, you could pretty much ask me for anything you want. If you wanted a Belgian beer, a German beer, a nitro stout, an imperial stout, a Trappist beer, if you wanted like a crazy beer like the Agadudu, which Rate My Beer and Simon from the Real Ale Craft Beer have done with Hackney Church Brewery, which is a pineapple Weizenbock. I've even got that here, but I'd have to share that because that's my last one and the new one's coming out soon. So what have I got here? Whisper Pale Ale from Floc. And it's got like a panther on the front. Is it black, like a black panther? I don't really know much about Floc, so I'm really doing this on the fly. So what this is probably either an order from one of the many online users I use. It's either from many of the three bottle shops that I use, one of them being a Londis, literally 10 minutes down the road from me. The Londis shop where you can go and get your sort of chocolate, eggs, bread, some confectionery, whatever you want in there. And also they've got a big craft beer fridge. Absolutely brilliant. And they tend to stock some of the stuff that you wouldn't really expect, or quite rare. I mean, some of the Chubbles ranges are in there, and a lot of the times if you go to big bottle shops and you want that, if you like that stuff, I particularly do, it can be disappeared. Anyway, so I'm just having a drink down the Spencer Arms and I thought I'd share it with you. So Floc Whisper Pale Ale 5%. Let's get out into a glass, see what it's all about. Basically sharing the love, sharing the breweries, sharing the spirit, drinking down the pub shed. We need to remember to get out as well to the bars. We've done that. We've been to a music venue last week. Support the music venues as well, because there was, whilst I'm just doing this little chat here, there was one of the great singer-songwriters of Leicester, Chris Conway, 36 years professional musician, known him for a long time, was talking to me about it. And he also wrote a song about it, about they'd be in town and they'd be gigging and they'd turn around and look at what has just... Oh, my God. Stop it. I was just a little bit distracted by that then. Unfiltered, unpasteurized, gotta be. Load of junk in this. Pour it carefully, probably, so you don't get in that. Or Speno style and most craft beer people style, dump the lot in. Do you know what I mean? Wow. Now that has gone down to... Oh, my God. I don't... Right, okay, so I know a few people who are going to look at this. This is really funny. I know a few people who have seen, if they seen that, it would turn their stomach over, right? So now, listen to this. Let me just tell you this, right? On the bottom of this can, because I've had a look, and I'll show it you. So beer is beautiful, right? Best before, the 2nd of the 4th, 25. I kid you not, look, there it is. Beer is beautiful, best before, the 2nd of the 4th, 2nd of April, 25. Well in date, right? What has just gone into this? Oh, my days. I'm going to try and hopefully show you. Can you see that, right? So as I get down this beer, I'll show you that. When I hold that up to... honestly, that's even making me go funny, because it looks like there's a load of little worms at the bottom of that, but it's not. It's like yeast deposits. And by the time I get down to the bottom of this beer, I will swill that all around. But honestly, I'm a traditional real ale drinker. And years ago, if you had poured me this, I would have been, what the hell is that? And I've shown these type of beers to some of my mates who basically drink San Miguel. That's it. There's a guy at the school I've been working at. And he's like, Sambo. Always got Sambo in the blimmin' fridge. Loads of it. I don't want to be drinking that crap. You don't know what he's missing. But I tell you, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to put the camera on the side. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at, right? But listen, please don't be put off by that. It is true genius, right? Wait a sec. The camera's laid down so I can show you what I see. Look at that. Oh my God. Now, honestly, that is broken apart a little bit. I have to say, as the Spencer Arms, the Speno beer reviews, you don't get crap beer. Come here. I'm not gonna, well, by my opinion anyway, somebody's told me on my Guinness video recently, like, oh, Guinness is crap. You want to try a Beamish? I really appreciate that. He's over in Ireland. He went out for a day out for a drink. He had Beamish, Murphy's, and Guinness. I actually agree. Murphy's Irish Stout for me is probably a more of a stouty stout without the creaminess that Guinness is. But this Guinness is just something about Guinness which is amazing, and I love the mouthfeel and everything. But anyway, so yeah, you won't get me buying Madrid to tell you it's. That's no disrespect against anybody or anything or whatever. But what I mean is, I don't want to drink a beer I don't like. I've had Madrid. I don't like it. I don't want to then bring it here and tell you I don't like it. I want to drink a good beer. I want to drink a crafty beer. I want to drink a beer that's giving me like lava lamp effect. And I want to drink this beer that when I get down to the bottom of it, all that lot mixes in and it's lovely. Right, anyway, talk is cheap. Cheers, everybody. Well, that is danky, fruity, fresh, beautiful. Smells creamy. I can almost smell the cream and I can see it. Right, cheers, everybody. That's nice. That is nice. For a pale ale, that was quite danky. That was quite hoppy. I'm expecting as I go down this to sort of get more of the malts. It's coming in at 5%. So quite a nice ABV. It's just a little bit stronger than what you'd expect probably of a pale ale. But, you know, it just depends, you know. So you could sort of see 5% pushing towards like IPA sort of strength slightly, but it's a pale ale, so it don't really want to be massively hop forward. It wants to be a little bit malt balanced, probably, you know, a nice balance of flavour. That is very nice. Now, Floc for me, I've seen Floc in collabs. Do you know what? I really like pale ales. I think I'm probably now, as I go through my beer drinking sort of like career, I think your tastes and your beer styles change and everything else. And I think IPA has literally really monopolised the market, you know, hazy IPA and everything else. And so far this year, my absolute favourite IPA that I've had is Gimme Some. It's from Ale and Audio and Overtone, the collaboration. And I'm not just saying that. There's hundreds of people said it. It's gone everywhere. It's even been over the Isle of Wight, Isle of Man. It's done returns to pubs and everything. But you know what? Sometimes I think to myself, these IPAs that I'm drinking are not really good for me sometimes because they're quite strong, and I forget that. Now, Gimme Some at 6.5% was easy drinking, quite easy to drink, quite easy to have 6 pints of that, and then wonder what's sort of gone on. But you sort of forget about the pale ale side of things. You forget about, it's just, you can have a session IPA, granted, but sometimes it's just nice to have that real nice, mellow, the balance between the hop and the malts type of refreshing, nice pale ale. Summertime is really in my vision. I can't wait for the sun to shine. It's been shining today, but I mean the heat to come and all that. And you know, a nice pale ale, not strong, easy to drink. 5% these days is not strong. Dead easy to drink, really nice and fruity, even though it's a pale. It's still got some nice fruits there, but the balance, you can't pick anything individual out of there. There's a little bit of grapefruit coming through there, which I normally get. I'm really sorry, just give me a second. Blew my news off camera. Yeah, nice bit of grapefruit sort of coming through there, a bit of orange, lemon type. Quite a lot of fruity flavours coming through there. Not really any kind of bitterness as such. Just a tiny little bit of dry bitterness, just to let you know that it's a hop created bitterness, you know. Absolutely. Oh, moorishness coming through a little bit now. It's got a very whisper of you know, the dankiness is there. It's you know, the hops that are in there, it's almost like the hops are quite big in there, quite powerful, but then the power's been taken out of it, so it's not hop forward with some nice malts, which makes a pale ale a very lovely balanced beer. Right, the worms. Look at the worms at the bottom waiting. Oh my god, that is absolutely incredible. So when you get Right, so here's a little thing to just talk to you about, right? You know, when you have a beer that's unfiltered and unfined like this, I mean, basically, I quite like the fact that beers are unfined because finings are something to do with fish. Like, I don't know, like throwing fish stuff into beer. I mean, I don't even really want to know too much about that, but like, you know, I don't really care for, like, I don't know, some fish guts or whatever it may be. Somebody will tell me what finings are. I know it's something to do with fish. Um, but unfiltered and unpasteurized craft beer, you'll probably even get some little bits of like hop in there, some bits of debris or whatever. But I've ate hops. I don't mind hops. I've ate hop pellets. You know, in order to sort of like get these real flavors of the hops, you've got to actually consume a hop to really understand where these powerful flavors, a actual hop flower isn't as powerful as a hop pellet, but my goodness me, when you have a hop pellet or a hop flower, you know, you suddenly realize what a hop tastes like. Now, it's going to take a while, but if you get to the bottom of the beer and you really, really swirl this round, all them bits in the bottom that you're seeing I mean, this is quite a bitty beer. There's probably some bits of hops in there. Um, but it is mixing in quite well now. Look, the worms are gone. And what you can do, if you get a beer that you know, now one of them is, and I've got it here, I'm just going to fetch it. Hold on a second. This from Thornbridge, very quickly. This Lead Mill IPA. It's basically an IPA, session IPA, 4%. Basically, we can't lose Lead Mill. It's a music venue, that is. So I've talked about music venues and whatever. And that is what I call a lava lamp beer. So what that's got in it is when you pour that beer out, if you pour it nice and steady, I've played with that beer and had different results. If you pour it nice and steady, and it's nice sort of clear, and you mix it up and dump it in, you'll see all the yeast lavering down. I think I've reviewed that beer on here on YouTube. Go and have a look for it. I'll check it out myself. If I haven't, I will do it. But if you get a beer that's, you know, has got yeast settlements in, like I say, bottle conditioned beer or something like that, and it says like pour carefully to avoid getting the yeast out. Pour it out really, really, really carefully and leave that little bit in the bottom. Then get a small glass, a very small glass. You can actually get yeast tasting glasses, I believe, and I'm yet to get one. And literally swill it round, swill the arse off it like that, and swill it round, mix it all in, and pour it into a separate little glass, and then drink your clear beer with your yeast extract type of thing, if you know what I mean. And you really, really see, because a lot of things that we miss with we always think about it with Belgian beers. It's always like the yeast profile is always talked about with Belgian beers because you do get that distinctive yeast taste with Belgian beers. But with all our sort of UK brewed beers as well, every beer has a yeast profile in it. Every beer has a taste from the yeast in there. It's just hard to pick out, hard to recognize. So get it swilled out, get the yeast in the bottle, get it in there, and then you can taste the difference with a beer. And a lot of the time, it adds fruity flavors to the beer, and also it can have body and all sorts. Right, so that is mixed in with a few little bits left. Oh, it's just delightful. The day that they started unfiltering beer was the day that I really, really loved craft beer. You know, when the hazy IPAs, the hazy stuff, the cloudy stuff, the unfiltered stuff, it's magnificent. There's nothing sinister or horrible left in that glass because it is literally all mixed in. And that beautiful. That last sip was absolutely delightful. I've absolutely loved that beer. That was really nice. It's not anything out the ordinary. It's not anything that's gone, wow, I've never tasted anything like that before. That is just a raw, hardcore, lovely, well-balanced, fruity, hoppy, malty, yeasty sort of moorish pale ale at 5%. Highly recommend that. Really good. I'm not going to do the whole 10 out of 10 stuff because it's not like blew me away or anything, but that is really like going back to the roots of good quality unfiltered pale ale. You know, really It's really like sort of like have a make a change, have a pale ale. That don't even rhyme, but like you know what I mean. Like just don't forget the pale ale. You know what I mean? Don't forget the pale ale. Just put the IPA aside for a second and just have a decent pale ale, And that is a decent pale ale. Absolutely lovely. I really love that. Right. Okay. I've been Speno. This has been Whisper from Floc Pale Ale at 5%. Brilliant. Cheers, everybody. Take care.